Hello, welcome to Studio Nicole. I am Nicole and I'm so glad that you're here. Today we're going to be turning this, which was a Sam's Club sales flyer, into, well, not this all today, but we're going to get started at least on the process. Today is the start of week 2 of Paper, Paint, and Possibility, and I'm so glad that you're here for this online workshop. I have picked out my base that I'm going to be using. I have picked out a color palette and swatched all those colors out. I have all of my materials just over here to the side. I'm not going to need these quite yet, or any of this quite yet, but I do have it here nearby. And I just thought I would grab this swatch and keep it out just to kind of inspire me in terms of colors and the idea behind the creative inspiration for this. So what I have on my desk here, this is the original Cascade journal that I'm using as a model. I actually have 2 of these, and I think it might be worth looking at this one a little bit more closely. I will share a link in the description to the flip through of this one. I think the original video that I did, I called it like a mystery journal or something, just because it's a little bit different from anything people have seen before. And one thing that you'll notice about this one is that there really is no cohesive style or even color palette. It is really all over the place. And I wanted to share that because I want you to see that it's okay. It really is. I've had some comments in the group on the posts saying, like, I don't know what my style is yet, or I'm not sure what my color palette is going to be. This one that I did is very cohesive and it all feels like it fits together in a way, but it doesn't have to. That's my point. The art can just be fun and you can just have a good time with it without worrying about how the pages connect together. Like, they don't need to. It's okay. So I just wanted to reassure you, if that was something that you were worried about, that there really is no right or wrong way to do it. When I say no rules, just art, I really mean that. I really think that if we focus too much on the rules and on doing things right, there's too much pressure and we're likely not going to create anything at all. So let go of the rules, let go of those expectations. So I'm setting these off to the side because I'm not going to be using the finished products now, but I do want to say I'm working with this one, but just a reminder that any kind of a brochure that you can find, we want something with a stapled spine. This one has 2 staples and 2 will work. You could either just use it full size, or if you want to cut it down, you would just cut like both sides of it. So you could, for example, oh, this is a very thick flyer. I don't know if my scissors are up for it. This is quite a feat I'm asking it for here. Ugh. I'm too far in now to stop, so we're gonna see it through. So it's very wonky now and it's not at all even, which is fine. You know, you can always like trim that later, and fix it. But that's all you do, right? If you want it shorter, just cut through it. I didn't measure. I didn't do anything. I just cut it. And then if I wanted to make it even shorter, I could cut more off of this end. The idea is just that we want at least 2 places in the spine where the staples come through. Okay. So this one now has one here and one here. I am actually using one that only has 1 staple in it because I cut it off and the other staple was like up here in thin air and now it's gone. So I'm going to use this anyway, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to fix that. But I do want to show you that there are lots of options. You could use an old calendar, you could use a flyer, you could use a travel brochure, you could use a little booklet if you wanted to. There are lots of choices. This would make like a fun, like vintagey inspired one. I'm so inspired. I want to make all of these. This one isn't even a Cascade journal. But you could follow along with the page techniques and still do something fun with this project, even if you don't love the Cascade journal format. So I just want you to know that there are lots and lots of options and choices. I'm going to keep this outside edge because I love that. I love the colors and the pattern of that. So I'm going to keep this little strip. We're going to throw it over there in a pile somewhere. So here's what we're going to do. In order to create the cascade effect, where each page is a little bit longer than the one before it, we're just going to start tearing our pages. And there are a couple of ways that you can do this. If you want to use a ruler, you can definitely do that and get, pretty good tear, right? You could do that, and you've got a nice straight edge here on your first page. Now, as you can see, I don't like a straight edge. I like it when my edges are kind of wavy and wonky. I prefer that. So I'm going to go in and like tear this sort of manually, right? Just so that now I've got, if you can see that, but it's not as clean an edge. And that's exactly the way I want it. All right. Now, you can get as precise with this as you want. If it makes your heart happy to be exactly measured out, exactly how long each page needs to be from the back, then you are more than welcome to figure that out. I just start with a little tiny edge, and then I tear each next page just a little bit bigger. And I'm kind of tearing it back and forth to get that wiggly edge a little bit. So now I've got this page and this page, right? And then I'm going to do the same thing with the next page. And I know that I don't have, if it's not perfect, when I get to the end, I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll tear pages off. Maybe I'll have too much of a gap or less of a gap than I want. That is all okay. None of that really matters to me because I have let go of perfection a long time ago. I have absolutely no illusions that is a possibility for me. So I'm not even trying. Experiment with your tears, right? What happens if you tear the paper forward? What happens if you tear the paper back? How much of a wiggly edge do you want? How much space do you want between each page? Like how much of a graduation? If you have fewer pages, then you may want more space. So each page sticks out a little bit more from the next one. But I've got a lot of pages here, so I'm doing a very minimal like graduation, like it's only peeking out from behind just the tiniest little bit, and that is okay. And I will tell you that in the first one that I did, I even noticed some pages were bigger than the pages behind them. So for example, this page right here is wider and the page underneath of it is actually narrower. So this one kind of goes back and forth a little bit, right? It's not perfect. This page sticks out farther than the page behind it. It's narrower behind. So overall, we still get this graduated kind of like cascade effect, but each individual page doesn't necessarily have to adhere to that pattern, right? It can be a little bit wonky. So I hope everybody is enjoying this process. I really find it I don't know. I love the creativity of it. Like I love just starting with the different page lengths and having the pages like not conform to maybe like what you would expect in terms of like a page, a standard page, like a square page with a ruled edge. And all the pages are kind of the same size and shape. I just enjoy like breaking all those expectations. So this is just another opportunity for me to do that. So you can see I'm really not being very precise here. I am just tearing as I go, and I'm just tearing each page to be just a little bit wider than the page before it. I'm not doing anything special to measure. And if you have a couple of these sales flyers, make a couple of them. I mean, it only takes a few minutes, and it can't hurt to have a couple of journal blanks laying around, right? That you can maybe practice in and some other time. It's very therapeutic too to tear paper. As long as you don't get yourself too hung up on how perfect it is. That will just steal away all of the joy in a minute. All right, this is my last page. And now see, look, I did not measure. And now my last page is much wider than this page before it. But I don't really care. I'm just going to tear it just like I tore all the rest of my pages because I don't want a flat edge anyway. Right? So there I go. That's my finished magazine spine. Now, remember what I said about I need two different staples, right? Because otherwise the top part of this journal is going to come apart. You see how it just like peels apart? It won't stay together if we don't staple it. But the fun part about this is because we've torn all these pages so short, a regular staple should be able to reach right in here to the center. Oh, that's not the center. This one's the center, right? So maybe, I'm going to grab my stapler so you can see what I'm talking about. If I was coming at it from the full size of the whole thing, my stapler does not reach, right? It doesn't make it into the spine on this side because the page is too wide. But since we've torn all of this excess off, I can come at it from this side. And now my stapler will reach. So I don't even need a long arm stapler or a side stapler. I can just use a regular stapler. And I can get in here. I'm going to just kind of line this up with the spine. And I'm going to staple it. And I might do a couple extra ones because why not? Yeah. Just to give it some extra stability. Now along my spine, I have 4 staples. You really only need 2, just one at the top and one at the bottom. I just threw a couple extra staples in there because like I said, why not? Now, one thing I don't want is to cut my finger on any of these exposed staple edges, right? The underside. So I am going to run just a piece of washi tape down that interior spine. Just picking out a tape that I like. I probably will cover this up, but by picking something that I like and if I can find the edge of the tape. These are the joys of journal making, guys, is not being able to find the edge of the washi tape. Like, it really is. Maybe I'm not using this tape. This is like the unending tape. Is that it? No. Okay, I have been bested by a roll of tape tonight. I got nothing. I can't figure it out. I'm even looking at it and I can't see a place where the pattern looks like it might be broken. Okay, I don't know. The mystery of the tape. So I'm gonna find another one. I'm just gonna do, I still like this gold, so I'm gonna do, this one's just stripes, and it's definitely easier to find. Actually, no, I like this one. Ooh. I mean, this is not in my color palette, but gosh, that's so pretty. I should not have pulled out all of this washi tape. Look, this is my little bin of all of my favorite ones. I have a whole bunch of them like behind me on like a rack, but these are the ones that I keep that I really like really handy, real close by, so I can grab them easily. Okay. I'm having really bad luck with tape tonight. I can't seem to find the edge of any of it. So what I was saying, sorry, tangent. I'm going to pick a washi tape that I like and that is going to fit in a little bit with my palette so that when I am covering my pages up, if I am not, as careful with my, page treatment as I could be, because I have been known to be sloppy a little bit. I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about covering it up later because I just already like this washi tape. And now if it shows through a little bit, then who cares? It just becomes another layer in the journal, right? So that's why I'm picking a tape that I like and that is going to fit in, or at least not like actively clash with the palette and the theme. I'm using my fingernail to just run along the seam, right along this edge, to kind of crease it so that it'll close a little bit better. Using my ruler, and there we go, folks. That's it. That's all there is to it. We are going to work in the next video on covering up all of this, like whatever's on your pages already. We are going to do some paint and some gesso and some color treatment to get it to a nice base that we can work on. When I did this one, I did paper. I collaged paper onto every page, but this one I'm going to try some paint and some mark making. And I think that is also going to be just an interesting experiment. And so join me in the next video. It'll be posted in a couple of weeks, or no, I'm so sorry. It will be posted in a couple of days. It is part of week 2. So it's like week 2 continued. And that video will be out soon. But in the meantime, have at it and make as many of these journal blanks as you want, because there will always be room to keep making. Thanks for joining me, folks. I hope you're having a good time. Let me know in the comments what you're using as a journal base. And of course, if you have any questions, absolutely reach out to me on Facebook with the video that I post, and just let me know what's going on with you, and I will do what I can to help you troubleshoot. I'll talk to you in the next video, folks. Thanks so much and have a great day.